Latest company to split from the White House, Cypress Semiconductors CEO J Rodgers is not surprised. TJ among the few in the technology community, even the CEO in general community, to speak out against this sort of thing. And the administration very early on didn't seem intimidated then or now by anyone. TJ, very good to have you. Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
What do you think the message of deer bolting is? What does that mean?
I think corporate America, and I'll speak for myself for certain, is unhappy with the administration. I think the administration doesn't treat well or even respect corporate America. They don't understand that when paycheck time comes, they're not going for a green job or a shovel-ready project. When paycheck comes, it's guys like me every other Thursday who write the checks, and we struggle to make jobs, and we have to make a profit on top of it, and if we don't make a profit, Wall Street beats us over the head. And the government, California in particular, ranked 50 out of 50, 5 years in a row by CEO magazine, but in the United States in general, keeps piling on the burdens on American companies. And frankly, we've had enough. You heard Paul Otellini talk about how it costs $1 billion more to have a factory in California. We just lost our NUMMI plant in California. I have shut down 2 plants, an assembly plant and a fab plant in California, because the environment here is so hostile, I can't afford to keep them open and keep my company running. So we're just fed up.
I want to get your thoughts. I know you're not one to obsess on the market's day-to-day movements. People tend to focus on round figures, though, and if we could take a look at the big board, Pam, and what happened today, we're back under 10,000. And the market has been losing altitude rapidly over the last few weeks on fears of something, TJ. I don't know what they are, but what do you think they are?
Well, I think it's the jobless recovery, and I think it's a lack of faith in where we're headed. You know, I don't obsess in the market primarily because I can't do anything about it, and the fact is, it's like playing football. I take care of what I can take care of. I do my blocking against my assignment, and we'll see where the thing goes. And right now, my company hasn't hired anybody in a year, and I've got the latch on to hire. So the company's doing well financially, but there's no way I'm going to take a risk. There's no way I'm going to open up a plant.
When you say there's no way you're going to take a risk, that includes hiring people. So you're sitting on some cash there. What are you going to do with it?
We're going to buy back some shares, and we're going to keep extra cash because we don't know what's coming up in the future.
What is the most cautious issue for you? In other words, what is giving you pause and make you hang on to that cash, that if it went away, you might open up?
The problem I've got is if you take a company, for example, or a family, if they continue to make bad investments, if they squander their money at the racetrack, or in the case of a company, if they invest in unproductive projects, eventually that company will go bankrupt or the family will declare bankruptcy. And the government is the same. When we continue to put money into bad things, take money out of the productive sector, take money away from me to invest, take money away from families to spend on what they think is right, and dump it into these foolish government projects and blather about green jobs, you know eventually the overall economy is going to get less competitive and some sort of recession or some sort of problem is going to set in. That's my biggest problem.
Globally, are you worried about a collective funk here, that we go back into, many argue, another global recession or something intense?
My degree's in electrical engineering, not in economics, so I don't feel qualified to answer that, and frankly, my track record's not that good. I can tell you that
I would quibble with that notion of your track record. It's pretty damn good from what I've seen, but your gut as a CEO.
Well, okay, the answer is, the thing I worry about is the self-fulfilling prophecy. I'm not spending any money, I'm not opening any plants, and I'm not hiring anybody, and corporate America is doing the same thing. And given that we're the paycheck writers for this economy, that's got to have a downward effect in the economy, and it's got to be pretty big because we support most people, the non-government sector. So you know, when you get us worried because we don't know what the government's going to do, you know, the newest little cute one is, gee, you give a Cadillac health care plan to your employees. We're going to tax your health care plan now. When you don't know what's going on, you hunker down, and when you hunker down, the economy suffers downstream. That's my biggest worry.
J Rodgers, thank you very much. Very good seeing you again, TJ.
Thank you, Neil.
All right, to the food.